Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Kool Konvos. You're going to watch a commercial up to about 7 o'clock, and we're going to get this party started. A celebration of the battle, the Greater Baltimore, Morgan State versus Towson. We're about to get it in right after this commercial. Evening, everyone. Welcome to Kool Konvos, where we have cool conversations with testimonies. Listen, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of talking. I'm getting right to the guest. We want to talk Morgan State versus Towson this Saturday. We may even talk some NFL. We maybe even talk some Deion Sanders, but we only got an hour, so I want to get right to it. I'm going up to my first guest right now. What's up, my brother?
Hey, what's up, Zach?
Listen, you're in a hostile environment. A bunch of Morganites are on. I get it. But listen, we the home team this Saturday as well.
I'll be there.
So listen, before we get started, let's go ahead. I'm not a betting man anymore.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, me and you right now, Devin Boyd, Towson, Glenny Moore, Morgan State. Whoever wins the game,
okay,
the other person got to make a 15-second video stating that the other team beat them. Can we do that?
That's a deal. I can do that.
What does Towson mean to you, man? Be straight
Well,
up.
Towson, man, Towson means a lot, man. I was recruited by a lot of different schools, but Towson was one that really pursued me. And once I got there, it was nothing but love. I was there 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It was nothing but love. I had great experiences, and I built a lot of great relationships at Towson.
Wow. Now, I like to drop names. Just tell the world and tell everybody some of your teammates and some of the guys you were on the hardware with. We're talking to Devin Boyd, Towson Hall of Famer, basketball. He represents Towson. He's trying to convince me that Towson is going to win this Saturday. But just drop a couple names so they can be aware of who you roll with.
All right. Well, when I played at Towson, I played with Kirk Lee, of course, Kelly Williamson, Terrence Jacobs, Kennell Jones, all these Baltimore guys. Actually, Scooter Alexander, Quentin Moody. Mm-hmm. These are Baltimore guys as well that I played with that most of our listeners will probably be familiar with. But we attracted a lot of Baltimore kids back in the early 90s. Late 80s, early 90s.
Give me your prediction for this Saturday. Give me a score. What we looking at?
We're looking at 28-12 Towson. Wow,
you're killing me, man. Now look, last year
we won.
Last year y'all won. We bumped into each other. We thought we had it, and y'all pulled it out. Let me ask you this. Now be straight up with me, Devin.
Okay.
Did you get hit on the field early on to force you to play basketball?
Yes.
Thanks for being honest, man. Thanks for being honest.
Yes. Listen, I played JV. I was a quarterback all the way up lower league. I done won citywide championships and everything. Got the JV, and we played Carver. I live around the corner from Carver. I grew up around that area near Carver High School. So every time I played football, basketball, whatever, the whole neighborhood came through. I was one of the neighborhood athletic finest guys. So the whole neighborhood was at Carver. I dropped back. I got cracked. I ain't never get hit that hard in my life.
And you picked up the round basketball.
I tried to get up because I knew they was watching. And fell right back down. Boom. So I can look into the stands with my helmet on the ground. All my friends dying, laughing, rolling. I mean, they don't know if I'm dead or not. They dying. They thought that was the funniest thing ever. So I knew that was it for me.
Any last word?
I told Gus, actually the basketball coach, Gus Harrington, was the JV head football coach. He said, that's it for you. No more. I said, thank you.
Right. The rest is history.
The rest is history.
But you wrote history in the basketball books, man.
That's why I got a different respect for you, Zach, man. you was nice on the basketball court, but you run people over and everything on that football field. That's a whole nother animal.
Yeah, man. Look, just talk to the people, man. I know I can't keep you long.
Okay.
Just any words, any parting words. I know you got to go. Just any parting words about the Towson game. about Dion, the NFL, about the Ravens, anything, any parting words before you get out of here?
Yeah. Well, we know Towson's gonna win Saturday, so we're gonna go with that. Dion, I'm excited about Dion. There are a lot of people who hating on Dion, man, but Dion has done nothing but been a winner his whole career at anything he does. So I'm excited, man. He brings another level of excitement to football. They like he's not swag or he's not this. Okay, he didn't even go to a black. I didn't go to a black college. That don't mean I'm not black.
Mm-hmm.
So I laugh at people. People who say, "Oh, you went to a white school, Towson." I say, "Well, what high school did you go to? If you had more than 2 white people in your high school, you were in a white high school to me." Because Walbrook was 99.9% black. So stop.
No doubt about it. No doubt
So
about
when
it.
you come, don't be coming from me, coming from Gilman, coming from Poly, coming from Bowie and all these good schools y'all came from. And now you went to Morgan and you're so black. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. You're not blacker than me because I went to Towson.
I get it. Well, look, you go ahead. You said 20. let me document this. You
Okay.
said 28, 2012. Towson
28-12.
28-12. And we're making a bet, and we're documented that we're going to use a 15-second video to say that the other team beat us. Bet.
All right. That'll work.
Devin, I appreciate it, my brother.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother.
You got it.
All right.
Lamont, Germany.
Glenny, what's up, man?
What's happening, my brother? Listen, Lamont, just go
Yes,
right
sir.
there. We have Hall of Fame announcer Lamont, Germany. What I want you to do is just give a people an idea of history of Morgan State Towson. I think even Towson in the 70s was in a CIAA. I'm not sure, Division II, Division III even. Any history that you can offer to the listeners and the viewers right now as it relates to Towson?
Absolutely. Towson has been in 3 different divisions. They started their football program in Division III. They moved up to Division II in 1979. That was the first year that Morgan and Towson played. That was Towson's first year in Division II. And then they eventually moved to what was then the 1AA. It's now the FCS. But they moved up to the FCS level in 1991. So they've been in all 3 divisions, Division 3, Division 2, FCS. They've been to the playoffs in all 3 divisions. They went to the national championship game in the FCS, lost the national championship game. So they do have a program with some pedigree. It's nowhere near Morgan's rich history. It can't touch it. As MC will say, but they do have some history. They do have some history that they can hang their hat on. The history specifically of Morgan Towson started in 1979. That first year that Towson was in Division II, it was September 1st, 1979. Morgan and Towson met for the very first time at Towson, night game in Towson, and Morgan and Towson had a lot of chatter going on before the game started. Towson had a quarterback, his name was Ron Meehan, and he started to chirping. And so, we had some defensive personnel that didn't appreciate what he was saying. Elvis Franks, I know he didn't appreciate it. The brother on the screen, Arthur Cook, no, he Andre Wickham, I'm sorry, he didn't appreciate it. Cook didn't appreciate it either. And the Morgan Bears said a lot more chirping on the field when the game started. Final score that night in Towson, Morgan 34, Towson 7. Morgan won that first game ever between Towson and Morgan. Morgan won the first 3. They won in 79, they won in 80, and they won in 81. And the win in 79 due in large part to a fella on the D-line that was large and in charge, Andre Wickham.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Hall of Fame football player Andre Wickham. Can you account for the things that Lamont is talking about now, Andre?
Oh, absolutely. Lamont, thank you for the setup. I appreciate that. And Glenny, it was
problem,
quite a game. quite a game, but so to speak, I kind of looked at Towson as the shiny new object in Baltimore. Just like Lamont said, their history was short-lived. Their program didn't start until 1969, but in those short 10 years, they had a lot of success. In fact, at Division III, they competed in the national championship. They lost the game, but there were a lot of folks shining a light on Towson leading up to the game in '79. And in '79, Towson moved up from Division III to our level. In fact, we were about to move up to what was then 1AA, but we were still in Division II and still quite dominant. But again, the shiny new object in town was Towson. They had a winning track record. The media wanted to embrace them. And for some strange reason, they tended to minimize what Morgan had done for more than a half a century in Baltimore, having dominant programs, dominant athletes, and candidly, I don't think Towson realized what they were about to step into. So that game, as Lamont said, had a lot of chatter. Most of it initiated from the folks in Towson because they had a winning record coming into the game. We had an average record the year before, but at the same time, we knew exactly what we had. We had a team loaded with players that had been active on the football field for 4 seasons in a row. Very confident, not cocky, and we decided we'd make sure our presence was known on the field, and we let our speaking do the talking. We do the talking on the field, and that's exactly what we did. In fact, the game started out bad for us. We had a young freshman quarterback, his first game ever. The first possession, we fumbled the ball. The offense fumbled the ball on the 5-yard line. And what I remember about that is we took the field, and it took Towson 8 plays and 2 penalties inside of the 5-yard line that actually put the ball on the 1-yard line. And as it turned out, they scored first. Their team went crazy.
Wow.
That was the first and last score that they had. We literally blitzed them. In fact, I think the epitaph was they didn't realize the size and the speed of Morgan's team, but they got a full dose of it that night. And ironically, they lost the game in grand fashion. And candidly, they didn't lose again that season. They went up to, I believe they played Maine the next game, which was had already moved up to 1AA. They beat them, and they went undefeated for the rest of the season. And as it turned out, the second loss that they had was against Morgan the following year in 1980. So there is a lot of angst, I guess, when they started out to try to move up because the roadblock was Morgan. And our program. And I think at this point, if you look at their Wikipedia page, they'll list one rival. It's us. So they've always shined a light on us. They've always looked at us to be somewhat of a barometer for how they're doing. Now, they've had success recently, but I believe the tide's about to turn going forward. And
talk about that more, Wick.
Yeah.
Talk about that more, Wick.
I think the tide's about to turn, and I know Lamont saw the game in Richmond, and he was there at Akron. I was there personally in Richmond, and I saw the game, and I was extremely pleased with the way our team played. They're competitive, they're athletic, they're playing smart. In fact, in my view, this is the first defensive team that I've seen in years that reminds me of the way that my '79 team played. They're athletic, they make plays when they need to, and they will really bring the fire, I believe, on Saturday.
Wow. Give us a prediction. I know I can't keep you long. Give us a prediction in parting words.
Well, I'm not a betting man, but I do predict that our defense will be dominant. Our offense will do enough to control the game and move the ball down the field, and we will win the game. I mean, Towson will have a competent team, but I believe we're at a point now where our defense is going to really show its presence.
Wick, thank you for taking the time out today, man. Hey, we got business to take care of later, right?
All right. I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
Thank you. Thanks, Lamont.
Hey, Lamont, I know we talk about the 70s, even the early 80s. Any memorable moments before you get out of here Any memorable moments for you as far as Morgan State Towson?
Yeah. I have a memorable moment from 2003. Morgan had a quarterback. They called him the Big Show, Bradshaw Littlejohn from South Carolina. And Morgan and Towson were in the back and forth at Morgan on that Saturday evening. And whoever made the big play was going to win that game. And Bradshaw Littlejohn, for those who don't know, was just an athletic freak. He could do so many things athletically. He looked to the naked eye like a linebacker, but he had mobility. He had a rifle arm, and he had speed. He can run. He was so athletic. There were times when they put him back to return kicks. Can you imagine that? Your starting quarterback returning kicks. He was so athletic, they just wanted to get the ball in his hands as many ways as they possibly could. Anyway, in the Morgan Towson game that year in 2003, he went back to pass, but he pulled the ball down when he saw a lane, took off running down the hash marks, and took it all the way to the house to put the capper on the 2003 win, Morgan over Towson. And unfortunately, Glenny, we've only won once since then, 2009.
Wow.
That's the last time Morgan beat Towson. But, like Sam Cooke said, and he never lied. Sam Cooke never lied. A change got to come. And it's going to come this Saturday. I heard Devin, respect Devin, saw him play. But Devin ain't never seen our defense if he said they're going to put up 28 points. He ain't seen the kind of D we bring in. I forgive him. I'm going to assume he didn't see the Richmond game or the Akron game. So I forgive you, Devin B. But the D we bring in is serious. Morgan 24, Towson 6.
Lamont, Germany, Hall of Fame announcer. Any parting words before you get out of here?
You got to be there. There's no other place to be in Baltimore on Saturday night except for Morgan, Towson. And as Wick said, that is Towson's only rivalry. So they bring him folk. We got to bring Morganites on Saturday night to Hughes Stadium, 6 o'clock kickoff. The weatherman said everything's going to be good, so no excuses. Be in the house to see the beatdown on Saturday, Morgan against Towson.
Lamont, I love you, man. God bless you, man.
Peace, Glenny.
Listen, you were a young whippersnapper in 1979. They talk about 1979. I see a little gray around your beard now.
A little bit.
You didn't even have hair at that time.
No,
tell us about that team. Just tell us about the team that you joined as a freshman. And is all the things they talking about now true?
Absolutely true, Glenny. I came to Morgan in 78, and it was an upperclassman laden team in 78. In 79, the defense, we had 8 seniors and 2 sophomores. I was one of them, myself and Mark Young, and Tallahassee was a junior. And I'm telling you, man, that team was something else. Well, we called ourselves the Quiet Storm, and we did our talking on the field.
Wow. Go ahead. We're talking Towson right now.
Right.
We're talking Towson. What comes to mind for you when we say Towson? Let me be clear. Towson now, but Towson State then. What comes to mind for you?
Well, Towson now, as Wick pointed out, they have a great program. They really do. They've managed to be pretty successful over the last few decades. I can tell you, though, in 79, as Wick mentioned, they hadn't had no clue what was about to hit them. We won that game 34-7. And as Wick mentioned, the only reason why they scored because they got the ball, deep in our territory. But after that, we shut them down. We shut them down. We scored every way you can score. I believe Kurt Henderson, rest in peace. I think he had 2 punt returns. We scored in the air. We scored on the ground. It was just a beatdown. And I'm predicting that we're going to do that this Saturday.
Right. You've seen the team. You've seen the team over the last couple weeks.
Right.
We got one win, 1 loss. We see this defense everybody's talking about. What do you foresee this Saturday against Towson?
I foresee the defense really shutting Towson's offense down. I mean, as you heard and as you've seen yourself, the defense, they are really good. I mean, they're quick, they're strong, they're smart, they hit hard, they play together, and I think the offense and the defense is going to put it all together Saturday night, and win this game. I'm predicting, okay, that it's the same score that it was 44 years ago, and that is 34-7. That's what I think the score is going to be on Saturday.
I got one bit of business before you go, Craig.
Sure.
I got to pull him back up. Lamont, Germany.
Yes, sir.
Before I let you go, because I see you viewing in the waiting room, could you give
Yes,
us
sir.
the last call of that Morgan State Towson game this Saturday? Craig went on and said 34-7 this Saturday. What do you foresee happening on the last play of the game?
Well, I wish I could give you some excitement, Glenny, but we're going to be up so big that it's just going to be the Morgan quarterback doing the kneel down, man. So I wish I could give you fire, but the boys are going to be so dominant that the center, Dexter Carr, is just going to hike it to the quarterback. He's going to take a knee. The crowd's going to count it down. The clock going to hit 000, and the Bears are going to move to 2-1, and now on the clock. That's the way we're going to roll with it on Saturday night. A big-time beatdown by Morgan.
There you go.
I appreciate it,
We're
Lamont.
just going to have to take a knee. Sorry about that, Glenny. I ain't got no call for you. We're going to be up so big.
Listen, Craig, Hans, Lamont, what's so funny to me, I got Towson Tigers in the waiting room listening to you guys talk right now.
Hey. we talking facts, man. The truth hurts.
I appreciate it, Lamont. Craig, any parting words? I'm just,
hey, everybody just come on out. Saturday night it's going to be the atmosphere is going to be electric. I'm telling you right now, the build up to this game is going to be electric. I remember in '79, and Hans can attest to this. I mean, Towson was talking so much trash, and we just, we talked a little bit back, but for the most part, we were just quiet. We said, we're going to show them on the field. And when we left that field, okay. After that game, you could hear a pin drop. They were so quiet, and we both went on to have successful seasons that year. They lost one more game, and we lost one game against Grambling. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday, Glenny. Really am.
Craig, I'm getting ready to let these Tigers in the room, man. I appreciate you, big brother.
Okay, my brother. Okay, take care. Thank you.
Oh, man.
Hans, I don't want you to say anything right now, Hans. I don't want you to say anything. I'm going to bring you back up in a couple minutes. I want to let these Tigers talk first, and then I'm going to bring you back up. I don't want you to talk right now, all right? We're talking about the showdown. This Saturday, Morgan State versus Towson. Lately, they've been getting the best of us. In the past, we whipped their butts. Lately, they've been getting the best of us. But listen, it's no excuses. This Saturday, you got to be there. So I'm going to bring up this Towson Tiger. He's in a hostile environment right now. Let's see what he got to say. Actually, I got another one for you. My brother, Dustin.
What's up, bro?
What's good, man? First of all, thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, life
and
is
I know
grand,
it's last minute that I got you.
Yeah.
What I want you to do quickly, Dustin, this is what I want, and I'm glad I got you on. You have the best of both worlds. You have touched foot on Morgan State campus, and you have touched foot on Towson campus. Just give me a perspective in a bunch about both.
Morgan, extremely talented, extremely athletic. When I was at Morgan, a lot of athletes, dogs. I'm just saying. Towson, dogs, but more order to the dogs. That's what I was
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
The
All
perspective.
right.
Little more detail. Just a tad more detail
Okay.
than when I was at Morgan. I'm talking about
Okay.
off the field.
Now, okay. Let me ask you this. I wanted to ask you this. Did you play at all with Dave Meggett?
I set out that year. I was
Okay. I just want to be
right in, immediately inserted as a scout team All-American. So I had to sit out that transfer. Yeah.
Wow. Man. So and then I think in Morgan did you come in 87 at Morgan?
Yeah. It was 87.
It was 87 from Randallstown High School.
Yes, sir. Coach Germany. Awesome.
Give me your prediction. Give me your prediction. I'm gonna pull somebody else up from Towson. But give me your prediction for Saturday. What you think? How you think it's going to go down? I'm
not really sure. I don't know the new head coach. I'm really not familiar with him. I know Coach Ambrose was very detailed. He played with me, so I kind of know his flow. I'm not really sure of the team at the moment. Like, I don't know too many ins and outs about it. But it'll be a good game always.
Wow.
I'm just
well, man, sure. I appreciate it.
I'm not in the loop like that right now.
I hear you. Hey, look, I got another platform that I'm going to bring you on too, and because we brothers in Christ as well, so we need to share that part.
No doubt.
So soon I'm going to bring you on my other platform, man. We got to talk about that. But I appreciate you coming on today, my brother.
Oh, no doubt. I had to get it in between my daughter's volleyball practice. When they come out, they probably disturb me. So,
and that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing right now. Yeah. Yep. I appreciate it, my brother. God bless you, man.
All right, Zach. Be great, man.
You got it. Oh, I'll tell you. It's building, man. The anticipation, it's building. I'm excited. I'm going to bring another Tiger up. And I'm going to warn him that he's in a bear cave. He's in a hostile environment, but I'm going to bring him up.
What's up, man?
You hear what's up, my brother? We ready.
Hey, you should have put me in there. Dustin was my old sweet mate at Towson. That was my room dog.
He went off. I tried to get him back on. Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Did you knew he started at Morgan, right?
Yeah, I knew that. I was actually going to mention that, the fact that I had the pleasure of playing with two Morganites at Towson, he and Dave Meggett.
So Mike, just put in perspective, tell us the high school. Tell us how it all came about when you went to Towson State. Tell us how all that happened.
Well, I played at Poly. I had my heart set on Delaware. I wanted to go to the University of Delaware. They had offered me a half scholarship, and so back then I didn't quite understand what that meant. It wasn't until later that I learned that, because of my situation, not being a coming from Lafayette, family not having a lot of money, that half scholarship, that was just like a full scholarship. But had they explained that to me, then I would have committed. But they didn't, and Towson was they were in there from day one. Recruited me. One of my good friends was there already, so he talked about the program to me, and then my high school coach, Coach Weibel, his son Billy had played at Towson as well. So there were a lot of people that I knew that had a lot of ties to Towson. And then when I went on my recruiting visit, I met a few of the guys, and man, it was I was hooked. I didn't think, being that close to home, that I would fall in love with the place the way I did. And then once I got on campus, man, I lived 15 minutes from campus. I never went home.
Wow.
Never went home.
I know that feeling. Same here. 15 minutes from Morgan State. Yeah. So freshman, sophomore year, how did that pan out for you?
Freshman year was redshirted. Didn't play much. Then my my red shirt freshman year, played a lot of special teams, and then my sophomore year started at guard, and then my junior and senior year was started at center.
Wow. So give us the record. Give us the record your junior year. Give us the record your senior year.
Oh man, my junior year we were 1-9. That matter of fact, that year they were talking about dropping football.
Wow.
You know,
what year was that? What year was that?
That was 91.
Okay.
91 they were talking about dropping football. And so there it was like every week there was something in the Sun paper or on the news. Any day now the hammer might come down and the university might make the decision to disband the football program. And so we were just kind of out there. And then our last game of the year, I think it was Northeastern, I believe. Last game of the year. So normally on Friday nights, it's we have our team meetings and we just kind of go about our business. But that night, we all got together in the arena. Coach Albert got the movie. We ended up watching Glory.
Okay.
We ended up watching the movie Glory, and I don't know something about that movie just lit a fire on us, and we got that W, and that kind of catapulted us into the next season. That was Coach Albert's last year, and then my senior year was when Gordy took over as head coach.
What was the record that your senior year?
We were 5-5 that year.
Okay.
But we were 5-5. We had actually beat our, other than Morgan, our arch rival back then was James Madison, and so we had. But did you play against Morgan? No, I never played against Morgan. Now, however, I have a distinction of probably being one of the few guys to have coached at both programs.
I was getting ready to say that because Coach D saying what's up already. Coach D's in there. He said what's up.
That's my guy, Coach D.
So how was that for you? You came to campus to coach.
So after I graduated, those 93 and 94 I coached. We actually beat Morgan those 2 years. Then I don't know if you remember, Glenny, but you were coaching back then, right?
Right.
You and I we met on Hill and Road somewhere to do film exchange.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had to do the film exchange. But
that was 93.
Yeah, 93.
Right,
93. Right. And so fast forward, I leave Towson, I go out to Eastern Arizona, then I move back east to Western Carolina, and then there 5 years. And in 2002, when Don Hill took over at Morgan, I had worked with Latrell Scott at Western, and Latrell played for Don at Hampton. And so Latrell put me in touch with Don. I was looking to get back home, and so I came on the staff in 2002. And then that was actually the 2002. That was that was our first winning season since was 1980, 81, something like that. We went 7-5 that year.
Okay.
Then the next year we went 6-5, and that was the first time Morgan had back-to-back winning seasons since 79-80. So I would, and back then my Mike Lynn was on the staff as well.
Mike Lynn.
And so I always say one of my proudest moments as a coach was that first year, 2002, when we won that last game and finished up winning with a winning record, and just watching Mike just let it all out, man. I mean, just the tears of joy,
emotions.
He was there, all of the emotion. He was just, he's a Morgan man, and he was just so proud to help resurrect that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this, man, because I know that you are a principal now. We're older now, man. We're at that 50 mark.
Oh yeah.
All the things that we're talking about today, football, Towson, Morgan, how does that help you as a principal in a school today? All those lessons and all the things you've been through as a man, how does it help you as a principal today?
I think a lot of times number one, if you come into my office, I got a lot of my pictures up on the wall of, me as a player, me as a coach. So sometime when I bring the young people into my office, and I got my helmet on the wall from when I was the head coach at Owens Mills High School. So a lot of them, that's their first draw, to sports. And so that's how I reel them in. So we get to talk in sports. And then we transition that into just life in general. And then, and then that transitions into the academic aspect. But you got to get that hook with the young people first.
Gotcha. Wow, that's cool, man. I'm really proud of you, man, and the things that you've been doing. But right now, we got a showdown to attend to, man. Go ahead and give us out your predictions and your parting words. I appreciate you coming on, but we're going to be enemies on Saturday, and I want you to just go ahead and share your prediction for the game and what you foresee.
You know that the black and gold runs through the veins, right?
Gotcha.
And I also bleed orange and blue, but it's not Morgan orange and blue. It's the orange and blue of the engineers of Poly. So I do bleed orange and blue too. But my prediction, I gotta say, my hats off to Coach Damon. When I saw that Richmond score, man, I was like, that was impressive because Richmond's a solid program, and then to go up to Akron and come that close. So I've yet to see them. I really don't know what they have, but I'm gonna go back to the 2005 score, Towson 29, Morgan 26. Got to give the edge to my Tigers, man.
You know you're wrong, Mike. You know you're wrong.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
You know you're wrong, Mike.
But hey, man, I got a lot of close friends and family that are Morgan grads. So,
oh man,
you hit his hands.
It's a joke. It must be a joke. It must be a joke.
So, Mike, give us your parting words, man. Anything you want to say to the Morgan family, to the Towson family?
To all my former coaching mates and former players at Morgan, a lot of them I still, follow on social media, and I'm so proud of all of them, man. And I can honestly say I don't think a lot of people quite realize the tremendous footprint that university has on the city of Baltimore. And like I said, I know a lot of people that are Morgan grads that are near and dear to me, and so I'm always going to have an affinity for Morgan, just not this Saturday.
My brother, I appreciate it. Let's do it again real soon, man.
All right, Chief. You be good. God bless you.
Let's do it again real soon. God bless you, man.
Oh my God!
I told you, man. Towson talking, man. Towson talking, man.
Hey, you got to root for your team. Look, I understand. I'm a Jet fan.
I want you to start. Hey, Haynes. I want you to start now, and make your way back. What have you seen over the last couple of weeks? How can we get better? What do you foresee for this Saturday? And then we'll tap into the 79 game. Go ahead.
What I see is right now is the QB position. We have to make a decision and pick someone to run with, let that person get into their groove. Listen to this, Towson, we are loaded at every position. Damon Wilson didn't play in the offseason. He brought some beasts in. I'm 6'4", now I'm like 293. These guys are bigger than me. And if you're bigger than me, you're big on the offensive line. I always So we got all the players, and I told him yesterday, Coach, we got players pushing players because you just ain't on a start. You got to really earn it. And we got some players that are vying to start. So if we get that QB situation right, it's over. This defense, I think, is just as good as the 79 defense right now. If Towson ain't listening, you better listen to this. FBS school, Akron only had 8 yards rushing. 8 yards. No one's talking about that. If we won the game, it would have been all over the news. But we lost, that's okay. But 8 yards for 4 quarters? Shoot, the storm is coming, and it's going to hit y'all hard. The boys are ready. I've been there all week. They're over that game, and they're going to take it out on you guys at Towson. I'm telling you right now, they don't bring the heat. Coaches ain't playing. So that's the first part.
Let me ask you this. So how do you, and I'm gonna bring Craig up on this too.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the out of conference games that we're playing. We even have an out-of-conference game on homecoming. Are you okay with that?
I wish we had an HBCU school for homecoming. I know we lost. I was at the Stony Brook game last year, lost with 3 seconds to go. You know, we had them and it slipped away. We've had those games, like 4 games last year that slipped away in the final seconds. So instead of 7-4, we could have been. We ended up 4-7. I'm not a big fan as far as these big games. I tell you what, we just showed the nation we could play with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with Hans, but I think playing these out of conference games is a symptom of the number of teams in the MEAC, right? I mean, we only have 6 teams, right? So I mean, to have a full season, you got to play teams out of your conference. So, and I think the teams that we have played and we're going to play, we're definitely competitive. You saw that last week in Akron, you saw it in Richmond. So we're going to do what we have to do so we can get to that classic game at the end of the season in Atlanta. That's the goal right there, or to a FCS playoff game.
Hans, real quick, I'm not, move on to some business for later. But just tell our Morganites what we plan to do as boosters this Saturday. How we're going to celebrate, how we're going to fellowship, how we're going to celebrate the team, just to give them a glimpse of being a Grizzly booster and the Bear Cave and all those things. Can you just put that in a nutshell for us?
Well, this is a new era right now. We got a new athletic director. We got a new player, head of this, a new head of that. They're not really familiar with how we do things, but everybody who's seen that Bear Cave, I got a picture I'm going to have blown up to put in the cave. It's going to be off the chain. We know everybody who's been to a game and looked over in that corner sees something is going on. And we happy to prop because when it was behind Hurt, people go back 6 years, it was empty up there, empty. They asked us to take it over. Dr. Wilson asked us to make it so people would not hibernate. And I think we've done that. And now we're getting people like the Ravens tying in and doing things. And we got other people. I talked to some business owners at Northwood. They're looking at, I invited them over to come to first to get the field. And we're on our way. And remember this, we was there before the team was winning. So we ain't jump on the bandwagon.
Right. Hey, Glenny, you know what the Bear Cave reminds me of? It's a mini homecoming. Every home game, it's like a mini homecoming. To have all the alumni, come back, get together, celebrate, watch the game, root for the team. It reminds me of a mini homecoming. So yeah, it's a good thing. It really is.
Hey, just give us a glimpse. You mentioned the 79 team. Just give us a glimpse of how that looked for you in your eyes, that 1979 championship team, and even playing against Towson that year.
Well, me and Craig came in together, and Hank and Michael, we were the rookies. I remember in '78, my sister came in and said, "Hey, I better see my brother play to Coach Phil." And he put us all in one series. And it was at that moment, because some people still don't realize, I never played high school football. My aunt got me to Morgan. And after that first series, I said, I could do this. For my sophomore year, which we were redshirted, I started all the way through 1982.
Wow.
So when I think of Towson, they were feeding us, Coach Phil, especially Clarence Thomas. They're Division III coming up to Division II, and they want to take on you. It was like every day feeding that. By the time the game time, we was pissed. They didn't know what was going to hit them. Now, they lucked up with that score because, the fumble, whatever it was. But after that, we went to work. I tell these young guys now, me, Michael, and Hank used to come to the line and tell them, we're coming right here. We're coming right here. And we just fire out. And when games got on the line and we did it with Towson, Coach Phil, Phil was like wedge block. What's wedge block? You just come shoulder to shoulder and drive them. And we drove right down the field into the end zone. That's a statement.
Wow.
when you can't stop somebody on the run, and then we lit them up every which way we wanted to light them up.
Hands, give me your prediction for this Saturday and give me a score.
Then I'll look up and probably get a touchdown in there, you know, because you got to really be a perfect game. But I'm telling you, that will probably be all you get. On the offensive side, we can put some points on the board. We got some receivers. We got a big line when they get rolling. We got running backs that run hard. If the quarterback plays the way I suspect they'll play, we don't light them up. And we're going to have a feast on all those Towson people. I'm telling you now, you know, but it's a good rivalry for Baltimore. It is really a good rivalry. But you know, it's about the tide's about to turn. You're not going to catch us going forward, Towson. I hate to say it. Y'all have no idea the beasts that are coming. Like what's that? Dion, the phone is ringing off. I'm getting guys, so I'm looking for linemen. So I got people to be linemen. Look, these guys are 6'5" on average, 3 and change. They're about to do some damage.
All right, brothers. I'll see y'all in about 15 minutes. We got business to take care of tonight. So I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes.
All right, my brother. Take care.
All right.
Thank you, man. Wow. The anticipation, the big anticipation for Saturday, Morgan State versus Towson. As you see, the Morganites are ready. We're prepared. I see the predictions coming in. I see the predictions in the comment. Go ahead, put your prediction in the comment. We got Kenny got 23-12, Morgan State. We got Mike. He got the Tigers 29, the Bears 26. You heard Devin Boyd earlier. He predicted 28-12 Towson. And we also, Mike, I hope you're still listening, Mike. I'm not a betting man, but me and Devin, we agreed if either one of our teams lose, we got to make a 15-second video stating that team beat our butts. So, Mike, I'm expecting a 15-second video from you saying that Morgan State beat Towson. I want that, Mike. So just let me know you're still in the room by typing in the comments that you agree to that bet. All right, my brother. All right, I got one more guest. We're going to wrap it up. Yeah, Rita, I think Hands want to play Saturday. It's like he's getting ready. All right, Mike agreed to it. I'm posting your video. All right, so that's the agreement. If Towson, we know they're not, but if Towson was to beat us, I'm going to make a 15-second video and send it to Mike stating that Towson whipped Morgan State. All right, and he's going to do the same. All right, that's a bet. Let me bring my guy.
Glenny.
You hear this hostile environment, man? Morgan versus Towson.
I hear it, man. I love it.
Wow,
I love it.
I see the prediction. Oh, my man Ronald Covington got 28-0 Morgan. I love it. Go ahead, right off the bat, Kenny. What you think, man? Go ahead, give me your score for this game, Morgan State versus Towson.
Well, I'm neutral. I'm copping, so I'm gonna stick with the HBCU on it though. I'm gonna go Morgan 28, Towson 24.
Towson 24. I love it. I'm not sure they're gonna score all them points against this defense. Hey, Kenny, this defense is awesome, my man.
Hey,
I'm talking from the front line all the way back, Kenny. I'm telling you.
I haven't had a chance to see him yet, so you know,
man.
I'm just throwing something out there.
Oh, hey, who we got for Thursday night football tonight?
Oh man, you caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah, we got the Eagles and the Vikings, right?
Eagles, Vikings. All right, yeah. I just been ripping and running all evening, going from one appointment to the next. I said, let me pull over so I can holler at my man right quick. So I'm trying to get somewhere so I can watch the game.
So is the Eagles gonna follow up from last year, or you think they're going to drop off?
No, I think they're gonna be tough. I think the Eagles gonna be right there at the end. I just like the way they play defense. You know what I'm saying? I'm Ravens all day, but
wow.
I respect football, man. I respect the teams, man. Eagles are always solid defensively. And I look for them to be right there at the end. Not now, when they get back to the Super Bowl, that's to be determined. But I think they'll be there in the running.
Give me your take real quick. We're running out of time. The Jets. What does Kenny think they should do?
I think they gotta let the young guy play. They gotta let the young guy play because you know the names that they talking about bringing in, to me, they're not gonna get them over the hump. You know, bring in the guy that's gonna be a backup, but let the young guy play and see what happens. I mean, the Jets defense is A1. You know what I'm saying? So they got the defense, and they have some parts on offense. They just need a quarterback that's just not going to give the games away. You know, just somebody that can manage and make a play when he needs to. You don't have to come in and try to be Aaron Rodgers. Just come in there, you know, be solid, be smart, run the football because they got a decent running game, and you know, get some wins. Let the defense help you out.
All right, let's go right here now. Listen, the Ravens got quite a few injuries. And, of course, they have the Bengals. Am I correct? They have the Bengals Sunday.
Yep.
How do you think they're going to fare against the Bengals this Sunday?
I'm expecting Cincinnati to come out blazing after the performance they had last week in Cleveland. I'm expecting them to come out with especially on offense. I'm expecting them to come out with an attitude of let's throw it down their throats. You know, the Ravens secondary is hurting, so I know they're going to test the corners early. So the pass rush is going to be key. You know, we got to get to the quarterback and put some hands on him. Not just get to him. We got to get to him and put some hands on him. So, but I think Cincinnati going to come out. They're going to test our corners early.
Are the Lions for real, or are they going to go back to what they always been? Are the Lions for real?
No, I think the Lions are coming. I think they got the right coach. You know, he got the right mentality, you know what I mean? And he's coming in there with some energy, you know, and them guys seem to play for him. The guys seem to play hard for him. So now are they gonna make a run? Because the NFC is kind of open. You got the Eagles, you got the 49ers kind of top the food chain. But the Lions can fit in there somewhere. You know, they can definitely get to the playoffs this year, I think.
All right, this is my last one. Well, I got two. Come quick with this one. Are the Chiefs going to be legitimate this year? You think they're going to go all the way to the championship, Super Bowl? How do you see how far you think the Chiefs going to go?
Chiefs will get to the playoffs. The Ravens will knock them off. Ravens going to the Super Bowl.
All right, here we go. So that's safe to say. You say the Ravens. Now, here's my last question.
Yep.
The Cowboys. It's you know how a relationship, they say complicated? This is just complicated.
Yes.
Because we get fooled every single year.
Yes.
What do you see for the Dallas Cowboys? What do you think their ceiling is this year? Talk to me.
Playoffs. They're a playoff team. I just don't believe in that. I just don't think that Prescott is the guy that's going to get him over the hump. You know, he's going to have some games, and then you're going to have some other games where you're like, man, if they don't get this guy up out of here, you know. And you know they had a parade in Dallas the other day. They already celebrated the Super Bowl. They got that 40-0 win. They already celebrating.
They need to stop. Listen. Look what we're gonna close out with this. Look what Dion has to deal with. Apparently, it's week after week, Kenny. Week after week, either the coach or the team or the players are saying something about Dion or the Colorado team, and he already declared it. It's personal. It's personal. So is this going to be all year? Is it going to be all year?
It's going to be all year. All year. If it's not the players or the coaches, you know the fans going to be getting on him. So but he the right guy for it.
Okay.
He's time enough for him. He's the one guy that I've never seen not have something to say.
Can they beat USC?
That's going to be tough.
Okay. I'm glad you didn't
tough.
answer fast. I'm glad you didn't
tough.
answer fast. Okay.
That's gonna be tough, Glenny.
Okay.
But I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I can't wait
All
to
right,
see it.
man. And maybe we got to hook up or something and watch the game together, man. And something
Yeah,
like
let's
that.
talk about that. Let's talk about
that. My brother, I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
You got it. Man, that was a power hour. Oh, I got somebody else that popped up last second. I got somebody that just popped up the last second. I got a couple minutes, so I'm going to bring them up. Touche.
What's up, brother?
I thought you weren't going to make it, my brother.
Yeah, we got that dub tonight. So we just got back. It was a little bit of traffic, but I just pulled in. I know you had a lot of guests, so
yeah,
I thought maybe I might squeeze in here. If not, that's cool too, because I know you had enough passion on there tonight.
Yeah. So look, we talked about the 79 team. We talked a lot about that, but give me your prediction not only for this weekend against Towson. Start with Towson, your prediction, and then what do you foresee for this year for Morgan State football team?
Okay, what I perceive for Morgan State this year, I perceive a win this Saturday for sure. I think we're going to bounce back from that hiccup last week against Akron. Okay, and that's going to get us back on the winning streak, right? Then we're going to go up against a very tough North Carolina Central, okay? And just like the 79 team, okay, it feels just like that in the 2014 team, where I think we're going to shock the world and beat them, and then we're going to be on a top of the MEAC, and then I think we're just going to ride the wave and win the MEAC this year. I think our defense is that stout, just like the Quiet Storm was in 1979. That's what I got happening.
Wow. One thing we have this year, Touche, we got kicking this year. That punter is awesome. The kicker is consistent. I'm excited about that when we talk about you being the kicker. That punter is punting the ball, man. He didn't have so much of a good game last game, but he's coming along, man.
Yeah, he looked real good. And in the 79 game, they had a all-world punter too named Sean Landetta, who ended up going in the pros and playing for 16 years.
That's right.
So who knows? This kid, if he keeps going, he might get a look. Boom a couple 81-yarders like Sean did against us. But the difference was we returned ours to the house by Mr. Curtis Henderson.
That's right.
So let's hope our punter does.
Wait,
whoa.
Wait a minute, Ray. I want you to document that. So the balls that Curtis Henderson ran back was kicked by Sean Landetta?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Kicked by Sean Landetta. I mean, that boy was special, He kicked the 81-yarder on us, but Kirk took two of them to the house. So, hey,
that's
we couldn't outkick Kirk.
Man, look, any last words, Ray? We got to get out of here. I got to go to another meeting.
Well, thanks for squeezing me on. Go Bears. Let's get that dub. Fans, come on out. It's going to be electric on that Thursday night. I can't wait.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. God bless you, big brother.
All right. Same here. Good night.
Wow. All-star panel. I'm excited. Saturday, I will be there. Morgan State versus Towson. I'm not a betting guy. I'm not a betting man, but myself and some Towson Tigers, we made it very clear that we're going to make a video saying that the other team beat us if either one of us lose. So you should see some videos next week, and I'm definitely going to post it on all pages. So I'm excited. I'm going to go ahead and give my prediction. I do not foresee a team scoring over 10 points on us. Towson will not score 10 points. I'm gonna go with hands and say that they'll score one touchdown, one field goal. They're going to score 10, and I believe we're going to go ahead and score 28 points. So here you go. Your brother here, Glenny Moore, 28-10 Morgan State is going to beat Towson. All right? So I see you guys Saturday. I'm ready. I see you in the Bad Cave. Make your donations as well.
is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Can you feel it?
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 The champ is here.
Nothing can save you.
Box.
This is a Glenny Moore production.
I have a dream. One day, this nation will rise up. I am the greatest.
It's working. It's working.
We had a whole lot of superstars on this stage here tonight.
Bring them out. Make a clap to this. Bring them out. Make a clap to this. Come on, man.
Brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters.
Tonight, we are going to witness the most anticipated match